all, in this video I'll be discussing very important and basic building block of any software development. Guys, every company follows step-up processes to build particular software. And those step-by-step processes are called SDLC. You know what? Everything which is being manufactured actually follows SDLC. It's not just software. In fact, it is followed by all manufacturing companies or the companies who are building something. You don't believe it? Okay, so let's understand SDLC as a layman. So these are some phases of SDLC: requirement gathering, analysis, design, development or coding, testing, deployment, and maintenance. So as I've told you, let's start as a layman. So I'm going to give you example of building a house. Guys, building a house, which is a job of builder, they also follows the SDLC phases. Let's understand that one by one. So guys, meet him. He's Mr. Bob. He got call from Mr. Klein that they want Mr. Bob's company to build house for them. So Mr. Bob will say, okay, let me know your requirements. Mr. Klein will give all the requirements which are there on top of his head. He'll say, I want 5 rooms, 4 washrooms, 2 parking lots, budget is $5 lakh, and I can give you timeline of 6 months. Mr. Bob will say, all right, we'll go ahead with it. Let me talk to my team for analysis. So guys, what was that? It was requirement gathering phase in which Mr. Bob gathered all the requirement from Mr. Klein. Now we'll move forward to next phase in which Mr. Bob will give the requirements to his team for feasibility study. Now team will study the requirements with respect to time estimation, cost estimation, whether they do have that material to build the house or not. So they will check all the feasibilities, whether this particular project is possible within that timeline and that budget or not. So he'll say, Mr. Bob will say, we got the project, please check it for the feasibility, and team will analyze the requirements. Guys, what was that? That was analysis phase in which requirements are analyzed by the team. Next phase is designing phase. Guys, it's not like that when the requirements are finalized and feasibility study is done, we'll actually start building the house. No. First thing is to make a blueprint of the house, architect of the house. So Mr. Designer will make architect of the house and get it approved from the client. Until or unless client will not approve the blueprints or designs of the house, this process will keep on going back and forth till the time client will not approve the house designs. So this was design phase in which designer will design the blueprints of the house. So next phase will be development phase. Guys, once the approval of blueprint is done by client, actual house building will start. Team will start building the house. They will take the designs of the house and requirement of client and start making the house according to the client's requirement and the designs produced by the designer. This was development, or we can say coding phase. So next phase is testing phase. Guys, now during development, auditor will come to check whether the house is meeting the client's requirement or not. It's not like if house is taking 6 months to get built, somebody will come after 6 months and check whether the house is meeting client's requirement or not. No, somebody will come in between and check whether the house is being built according to the client's requirement. Rooms are like that. This is actually called testing phase. So this was much awaited testing phase. Now, after the testing phase, if auditor and client approves the house, client will start living in the house. So client will happily start living in the house. This is deployment and maintenance phase. Deployment, because now the house is ready and client can live into it. Maintenance, if there will be any defect found or any problem found in the house, it will be fixed free of cost during this maintenance period. So this was final deployment and maintenance phase. What is SDLC? Now I think we can understand and relate to it more clearly. SDLC, anything which is being manufactured needs proper steps or processes. Otherwise, it's difficult to prioritize what needs to be done first. So guys, everyone in a team needs to understand their roles and responsibility, and they're responsible for which phase, when they have to act. Everything is defined in SDLC. It's a methodology with clearly defined processes for creating high quality software. Now let's revise SDLC again, but now we are not layman. We understand SDLC. So Again, I am just naming the phases of SDLC: requirement gathering, analysis, design, development or coding, testing, deployment, and maintenance. So let's start it from software point of view. So guys, first phase is requirement gathering phase. In this, Mr. Bob is replaced with product owner or BA. He will get call from client that they want their company to build software for them. Mr. BA will say, okay, let me know your requirements, and will gather the requirement in BRD or SRS document. After gathering the requirement, he will take those requirements to his team for analysis. So his team consists of developer lead and QA lead. Mr. BA will say, we got the project, please analyze the possibilities. QA lead and developer lead will take BRD document as entry criteria. Guys, entry criteria means what are the preconditions to get into this phase? What are the documents required to be in this phase? So BRD is definitely required to get into this phase because that's the document which needs to be analyzed. So QA lead and developer lead will read that document. So that document is serving as entry criteria, and there is something called exit criteria. That means output of this phase. So output of this phase is going to be FSD document. FSD document stands for feasibility study document. Both QA lead and developer lead will prepare separate FSDs, and at the end of the phase they will collaborate their FSDs into one and give it to BA so that BA can understand all the possibilities. Now question arises, what is FSD? So guys, feasibility study document, which is prepared by both QA lead and developer lead separately. So I'm reading out content of feasibility study document of QA lead. In this, majorly he will specify requirements which are feasible to test, requirements not feasible to test, environment requirements or technical feasibilities, whether technically this project is feasible for us or not, cost estimation, or you can say cost feasibility, time estimation, time feasibility, whether in this time whatever the client has given cost is okay or not. So they will prepare the feasibility study document. And I've specified requirement feasible to test because this is a document of QA lead, but if developer lead is preparing this document, he will write down requirements feasible to develop, requirements not feasible to develop. So guys, this is called FSD documents. I'm again repeating, both QA lead and developer lead will prepare this document, and they will collaborate this document into one before the closure of analysis phase and hand it over to BA. When everything is finalized, we'll move forward to design phase. After the requirement got finalized, designer will study BRD and start making designs of the software. As I've told you in the house building example, that it's not like that team will start building the house without the designs. Same in case of software. First, the designs of software will be approved by the client, then actual development of the software will start. So this is Miss Designer or software architect. She will take BRD document as entry criteria and will release HLD and LLD as exit criteria. HLD stands for high level design and LLD stands for low level design. I'll give you a complete explanation of HLD and LLD. So guys, HLD means high level design, as I've discussed with you. High level design means how one module going to interact with other module of a software. So guys, let's say I'm creating HLD design or LLD design for online banking software. So first user can log in. After login, user can move to saving account or checking account. He can either log out. So from saving, user can move to checking, and from checking, he can move to saving. Even from checking, he can log out. From saving, he can log out. So how one particular module is communicating with other module that comes under HLD. So this is overall picture of your software. How one module will interact with your other module and how other module will interact with your third module. So this is how HLD is designed. Whereas LLD, which is low level design, is complete description of individual modules. So this LLD is of login module. So how login module will look like individually. So login module will have field called card number, password, and then login button. So this is how login will look like. So designer will create individual designs of each and every module, which is called LLD. And she will also create overall picture of your software, how one module will integrate it to other module. So guys, this is what HLD and LLD is. After getting HLD and LLD approved by the client, we'll move to development phase. So once the designs are approved, developer will start with coding. In this, tasks are divided into units or modules and assigned it to various developers. After the designs are approved, developer will start from A to Z on everything. So developer will start with coding, and all the tasks will be divided into small modules and it will be distributed among various developers. So in this, developer team will take entry criteria as so BRD, HLD, LLD. BRD is a document in which all the requirements are written. HLD document, LLD document, which are designs of the software. So entry criteria for this phase gonna be requirements and the designs. Exit criteria for this will be build or software executable files. Guys, they will release executable files because it needs to be deployed in testing environment for actual testing. So that's why they will release executable files. After the development phase, so once the software build is complete, so it is deployed in the testing environment by deployment team for actual testing. So entry criteria for testers is BRD, HLD, LLD, deployed build. They need requirements, they need designs, they need the actual build. So that's the entry criteria. And exit criteria are going to be test cases, defects, and their closures. So they will prepare the test cases, they will write down the defects, and they'll make sure the defects are closed. So that's how they will release the defect-free software. Next phase is installation and maintenance phase. Once the software testing phase is over and no bugs or errors left in the system, then the final deployment or installation process will start. So guys, production and support team is responsible for this phase. And exit criteria for this is bug-free software. Guys, production and support team is responsible for many things. Let's say after the installation of the software, still the client found some defects, then production and support team will take care of it. They will open the ticket and fix it and make sure it is meeting the client's requirements. So guys, that was complete SDLC from both software and from layman point of view. Thank you so much.